king, I am not a god, I am Hunkpain!
Welcome Tano! In today's video I will show you how to build the ultimate Mesa for level 9999 enemies in Warframe. But first, let me show you what she's capable of.
Somebody ring the dingster!
Welcome back Tano, I hope you enjoyed the speedrun. Starting with Mesa Kit. Passive, shoot dual-wielded sidearm 15% faster and reload single-handed sidearm 25% more rapidly. Gain 50 bonus health when not using melee weapons. Not the best passive in the world and doesn't synergize really good with her kit, so I hope they consider one day to give her something better. Ballistic battery, when activated, this power stores damage caused by guns. When triggered again, that damage is channeled through the next gunshot. Not really good, and this is what you want to replace with the Helminth ability. It has an augment called Ballistic Bullseye. Augment, the shot gains a plus 50% critical chance bonus based on the amount charged. Still, not enough. Shooting Gallery gives an ally extra damage while jamming the guns of nearby enemies. This power shifts between team members. Very good when it comes to jamming the enemies, means like it is some sort of CC, right? Now, it has a augment called Muzzle Flash. Shooting Gallery augment after 6 kill assist by a player with Shooting Gallery. Mesa next shot will blind enemies with 12 meter for 6 seconds, more CC. But I don't really like to use this augment. Now, Shatter Shield. Envelop Mesa in a barrier of energy, reflecting back incoming bullet damage, and it gives you damage reduction by 80% as a start, and it can scale to 95%. Really cool, with 119% strength. It has an augment called the Staggering Shield. Now, the reflect bullet have a chance to stagger enemies. The base 50% chance increases with power strength. Now, Pacemaker, and this is what makes Mesa the Wild West. Now, with intense focus, Mesa draws her regulator pistol, shooting down her foes rapidly, taking them all with damage multiplier affected with ability strength. And this is a moddable let's say exalted weapon for Mesa. Really good stuff. And it has an augment called a Mesa Waltz. Peacemaker augment. Mesa can move at 50% speed while using Pacemaker, because when you use Pacemaker you can't actually move unless you're using this augment. But still you're gonna be like moving slow. And now for Mesa build, and I highly recommend you don't skip any part of this video. I know you guys want to jump directly to the build, copy paste it, but this time no, don't do that. Pay attention. Okay, starting with Mesa build. Brief respite. The energy you spent into abilities will be converted to shields, because we're going to rely on something called shield gating. What is shield gating? To learn that, you need to understand what is shield gate. Okay, shield gate is the gate between your shields and your health. Simple as that. In Warframe, it doesn't matter how powerful the hit you get, okay, you keep moving forward. In the meaning of, you will enter into a invulnerability state. When you lose your shield, invulnerability state before you get to your HP. Now, that invulnerability state duration is affected by how much shield you have. More shields, more invulnerability states. Maximum 2.5 seconds with 1150 shields, unless you are Hildrin, means 3.5 seconds. We don't care about that now. Now, in this build, we're not relying on the high shields. We're going to be using the old school catalyzing shields. We're going to get 1.33 second full shade gate immunity duration, and we're gonna get our shield minimized to 56. Means with any of our abilities like cast 2 times or stuff like that, we will be already at our max shield. So the idea is every time we lose shield we get it back, and we keep going in and out from the gate, and that's called shield gating. Simple as that. Premature footed. Now, it's very important as the Mesa is very squishy Warframe and can die really easy. Okay, 135 armor, 500 health, 56 shields, and you don't really want to fall down and you die. But if you don't have Prime Sure-Footed, and I highly recommend DE, please, okay, put it on Baroketeer so everybody has it. Alright, let's go. First thing you want to replace it with, you can use Knockdown. Okay, you want to use the Handspring. This is the first option you want to think about when you want to replace Prime Sure-Footed, okay? Normal Sure-Footed is okay if you don't have Handspring, but I would use Handspring instead of Prime Sure-Footed if I don't have it. Now, if not, you want to use something, for example, for Strength, or that's pretty much it, okay? You know what to do. Now, Streamline for ability efficiency, because the fourth ability is very costly, especially if you plan on staying there for a long time. Rolling Guard for bad situations. You roll, you're invulnerable, you cleanse yourself from statue effects. Primed Continuity for high duration. Catalyzing Shields, we already talked about that. Primed Flow for more energy, and you need that. Stretch for ability range. Now, the ability range will affect a lot of things in here, starting with our Quiver. And of course, the Shouting Gallery Radius, the Shattering Shield Radius as well, and the Pacemaker Field of View. So it's really good to have. It's not like giving you crazy stuff, but it's good to have. Precision Intensify, 90% ability strength for your fourth ability. There you go, you got it. And Transit Fortitude for strength and minus 27.5% ability duration. I choose to use this one better than Blind Rage. I really don't want to get like negative efficiency, especially with a Hungry Frame Mesa for energy. Arcane Energize for energy. Arcane Velocity for 90% fire rate. Okay, now this is Mesa. Okay, now when we go to her Archon Shards, we're gonna be using 2 Emerald Archon Shards to push the stacks of any source except Companion from 10 for 80% armor reduction to 14 stacks of Corrosive for 100% stripping enemies from their armor. We don't care about armor, we care about the damage reduction comes with it. So enemies has armor and damage reduction. You lower the armor, you lower the damage reduction to deal more damage to them. Okay, now the 2 Violet Archon Shards, they are not for melee, don't worry. They are for energy pickups. Now, of course, you can use the Tau Force. 1 will be enough. And you can replace the other one, for example, with 1 more Topaz Archon Shards. Increase secondary critical chance by 1% every time you kill an enemy affected by heat, status, max 50%. Simple as that. And now, for her Regulators Prime. Let's go. Going. Prime a target cracker for critical damage. Galvanized diffusion, multi-shot and more multi-shot per kill. And lethal turret for fire rate and multi-shot. Ornate strike for damage. Pistol pestilence for toxin and statue chance. Primed pistol gambit for critical chance. And jolt for electricity and statue chance. And primed expel Arcane for multiplicative damage against the faction. Now, you want to switch this one, depends on the faction you're fighting. Expel Grenier, Expel Corpus, Expel Arcane, Expel Infested, and that depends. Now, if you want to skip using this, of course, Anemic Agility for my more fire rate, or you keep this one and you replace Ornate Strike with Anemic Agility, or you can replace it with the Gun Slinger for more fire rate, and you're almost not going to be seeing Mesa anymore. Now, back to the beginning. We're gonna be using Quiver. The reason for Quiver is so we are invisible and killing everything. Now let's talk about Helminth. Now, for the end game, enemies are really tough and powerful and you don't want them to keep going on you, alright? You'll be dead. So I thought about using Quiver to keep her invisible, alright? With shield gating mechanic, okay? And relying on her third ability for 95% damage reduction for random bullets coming in and out. And you pretty much good to go. Now, of course, you can use Nourish if you want to proc Viral. You can use, for example, Ensnare to lock in enemies. You can use Pull to pull in enemies. You can use anything you want. Play around, okay? It doesn't have to be Quiver. Use whatever you want, as it doesn't really matter. What matters here, what you really desire. You can use Eclipse. You can use Roar. You can use whatever. Just choose anything. Quiver is just a way I felt comfortable delivering to you to make sure that anybody can survive with Mesa from level 1 to level cap. Now we know Mesa, Helminth ability, Archon Shards, and her regulator builds. Ready. Okay, now how can we enhance Mesa further? Now, starting first with the Bronco Prime. Okay, the Bronco Prime, what's gonna be doing? First, we're going to be relying on Dazzling Rounds to perform finishers, and I'm going to get that in a second. And secondary Outburst. On swapping to secondary weapons, consume all combo multipliers from your melee weapon, increase secondary weapon critical chance, and critical damage by 20% per combo consumed for 30 seconds. So you get where we're going here. So these league rounds will contribute towards melee crescendo. So melee crescendo will give you on finisher kill, gain 6 initial combo for the rest of your mission. And with the Bronco Dizzying rounds, we will perform those finishers relying on that. If you don't want to use Dizzying round from Bronco, I mean, you can use any secondary weapon, but you're gonna be using, for example, Vazarin to perform finishers, or you're gonna be using Airyu mods. So when you're mid-air, you can shoot and put them to sleep, and you just like open them for finisher, or you can use Naramon, second ability from Operator, and you sling and you manage to put them for finishers. But you get the point here. We need to perform finishers, and we're relying on the Bronco Dizzying round and the secondary Outburst. Simple as that. So you see now how synergy going together. Alright. But the Furax, why the Furax? Now the Furax has something really nice, which is the Amalgam Furax body count, which gives you 45% fire rate for secondary weapons. And now remember, the Regulator is considered as a secondary weapon, so you get the point here where we're going. Okay, so that's Bronco and that's Furax, what role they will be playing. Okay, now we had something else that's going to be playing another role, which is our companion. Okay, our companion, I'm going to be choosing Nautilus. Now in the old days we used Wyrm, because Wyrm is the only one who's capable of getting the tenacious bond. Getting the reinforced bond, and we're good there. Now, Cordon to pull enemies, Assault to attack enemies, Duplex to get the clones, Vacuum to pull the loot, Manifold for more Cordon and stuff like that, Calculated Direction to reach the 1225 shields, for the Reinforced Bond 60% fire rate, Tenacious Bond for the critical damage, Contagious Bond, so you know when your companion kills an enemy afflicted by a Setu effect, 50% of Setu chance spread to other enemies within 9 meters, max 100 stacks, Prime Regen, and you're pretty much good. Now, for the Verglass Prime now, don't worry about the Riven. It has to be a Riven because we need to get that 120% critical damage. Just get any Riven with critical chance and you'll be good to go. Otherwise, you're gonna sacrifice 120% critical damage and you can take off the Riven. It's not like it's a key here or... No, it's not. Okay, so pretty much here we're gonna be proccing Viral and Heat. Now, you remember why we're proccing Viral and Heat. Now, you took already a screenshot of the build. Now, we're proccing Heat because our... where is it? Our Topaz Archon Shards. Secondary critical chance by 1%. Every time you kill an enemy affected by heat, status max 50%. And not only that, since our Nautilus will be priming the enemies with Viral for making them vulnerable to their HP with 325% more damage. And so our Regulator Prime is modding Corrosive, means we will be armor stripping enemies with Emerald Archon Shards. Our companion will prime them with Viral, and we're gonna get heat on them, and we're gonna be using the Bronco secondary Outburst and performing finishes and getting the crescendo on and using the combo multiplier from Furax, and this is like the ultimate stuff, baby. And here we are in Simulacrum. First thing you wanna do is shoot the enemies and open them for finisher with the Bronco, and then you get your 12 combo multipliers ready. Now, next thing you want to do is really simple. You just go with Quiver and Visible, third ability active, and then you go to your Bronco, and then you just use fourth ability, and there you go, orange and yellow crits all day long, and you just keep killing for the Galvanized, and then you summon enemies again, and check this out. We're not joking around, baby. Look at that. They're just like disappearing. And for the sake of the video, I'll just like not go invisible so you can see my Mesa how fast she's actually moving. Look at this. Unbelievable power, baby. Look at that. This is madness. This is a lot of fire rate and this is a lot of power right there. And now you add to it invisibility and you're gonna be in and out from the fourth ability. Look at that. This is really broken. Unbelievable. And this is, as you can see here, this is the secondary Outburst, the Arcane Velocity, the Reinforced Bond, and you got it all right. And this is the Tenacious Bond and everything you need right about here. And these are Furax Centurions level 225 Steel Path, of course. And look at that. Hold on, give me a second. Check this out. Look at the speed, baby. We are not joking around, definitely. So we are more stripping. Our companion is getting there the heat and getting for us the viral. And they are pretty much dead before even they get like any viral on them. Really good stuff. And there you have it. Since you keep asking, Hank, where is Mesa build for level cap? You're not being fair for Mesa. There you go. You got it. In the end of the video, I want to say special thanks to everybody that supported the channel in any way by liking or subscribing or joining our Discord or following me on Twitch, everything. And special thanks to special VIPs, Rekaka, Illusion or Freed, Hall of Donation, Top G, Free Hate, Kali, Brekol, Freed, Victor, Mr. V, Mika West, and Milan and Noob Master, and everyone been around this community. Thank you guys so much. I wouldn't make it this far without you. And check the channel, a lot of videos there. And let me know in the comments below what you think about this build. And I'll see you guys next time.